You're used to that though, aren't you? Like a bit of dancing and singing. Welcome to Crafters TV. Welcome to the Craft House. We were just chatting, Bethan and I, about the music. You're quite enjoying the music on the whole screen, aren't you?
It's quite nice to hear all these different crafty tunes.
You'll have to come back and do like the full range of shows, and you'll get the full experience.
I'm going to have to pick my favourites, aren't I, and start requesting them when we come in.
Craft House, one of the better tunes. I was telling Bethan about Masterclass. Anyway, welcome along to the show. We are in the Craft House, and I'm delighted to say I'm here with Bethan and Callum from Pretty in Papers by Beat. If you were here from Wake Up Call earlier on this morning, it was a busy show. You'll know all about the guys and about the business, but it was such a busy show. Lovely to have you with us. For people who have just joined, we'll say hello to Callum in just a second. Just tell us a bit about you and the company for people who perhaps haven't met you before.
Yeah, so my brother is here as well, so as you can probably tell, we are a family business, and it started just as me on my own. I was in a wheelchair for a few years whilst I was at university, and that's when crafting, but particularly iris folding, became my escapism, my sense of purpose, the thing to switch off, really, to manage what was a particularly challenging time of my life. And I still live with chronic fatigue syndrome, so still have times where I can't get out of bed, or I'm not strong enough to do much with my day, and that's when having a craft technique that didn't require too much effort or concentration, but I could be really pleased with the results, just brought a bit of joy and lightness to my life. And it's really nice that we, 5 years later, get to share that with so many other crafters. So there's my brother, my mum and my dad and my best friends back home that all work together from our family home in West Yorkshire to make and bring these craft supplies to you.
Callum's the other side of the studio, and how did you end up being like part of the business then, Callum? Because you went to university, didn't you?
Yeah, so this is 5 years ago now, straight after college. Went to university, was doing sports science, wasn't really enjoying it, so I stopped doing that for a bit. Became a gardener, really loved the summer, did the winter, wasn't so fun. And then, I saw my sister starting this business, and I wanted to get involved, It was nice knowing that I could do something with my family, people who I care about. So 5 years later, here we are, still going strong.
You were saying earlier on as well that you've got your own little, you do a lot on social media. Your first time with us here as well. How long have you been doing like shopping TV, as it were, then?
A couple of years now.
Yeah.
Some of you might have seen us on Hobby Maker before, but actually most of what we've done is through Instagram and TikTok and things like that, because my following grew quite quickly on social media. So we have 100,000 followers on Instagram and create quite a lot of engaging content and bringing a contemporary mindfulness to craft, as we see.
It's incredible. And today, obviously, we've got some amazing kits, which we'll take you through. If you want to see them in more detail, please shout, and we can do that over the course of the 2 hours. But we did a lot of unboxing and showing in Wake Up Call. But it's iris folding, isn't it? And as I said to you earlier on, something that I did as the first thing I ever did within craft was iris folding. And it's a really mindful thing to do. Looks impressive, but it's really easy to get into, isn't it?
Exactly. We compare it to paint by numbers. So it is as simple as that. You have a numbered template, and Callum will walk you through it step by step shortly, so don't worry about that. But it is as simple as following some numbers and matching your colours to your guide, and that's it really, using paper and sellotape.
We've got loads of people watching already, which is great. I know loads of people shopped earlier. Jan's on the socials for this one. Trudy joins us. Jen Shank says good morning and hello from Maryland. Faye says hello. Sarah's in. Magpie says good afternoon. Linda Armstead is in Maryland. Also, Karen says good morning. Trying to get the pugs out before the storms hit. Oh, Karen's got a lot of pugs.
I see.
Yeah. We've got Dachshunds on the show.
I was going to say, we've got Dachshunds and Playful puppies, so we're going to have plenty of dogs on the show.
I love it. Molly's mama says hi again. Excited to see the iris folding demos. And Carol says good morning all. Hey to you, Jan, Ben, and our new group. We have got an idea of how we're going to start the show, but it's 2 hours. You're still happy to take requests and questions, aren't you?
Absolutely, requests and questions, and we might have a few for you along the way, so listen closely.
For me or for...
For both.
All right. Uh-oh. No, we haven't.
Didn't give you the brief, did I?
No, you didn't. I didn't sign up for this.
In other words, what's going to happen is Callum's going to come over here, and you're going to swap places.
You're going to do some...
the end of the... show. Oh, is that the time? I've got to go. No, that'll be fine. Let's get started then. So the Playful Pets showstopper has been very, very popular. Half the stock has already gone in the first show, so you're going to have to be very quick if you want to get it. No Club Inspire on third-party products, as you guys will probably know by now. However, we always get a brilliant discount. So this bundle should be £90, should be $126, it's £75 or $107. And the great news is, because made in Huddersfield?
Yes, near Huddersfield.
Tariff-free, yes. So if you're shopping in the US, you can shop till you drop. Let's go through the showstopper. I know we did it in much more detail earlier on, but what do we actually get?
So everything that's in front of me here is in the Playful Pets showstopper. So up here you have the cute and cuddly kit. So everything underneath that you can see kind of in this column is what comes inside the box. And if you missed Callum unboxing that kit earlier, you can watch that on Catch Up to see exactly what's inside that. But it makes 2 proud cats, 2 playful puppies and 2 bunnies. Comes with your cards, your templates, your papers, your gems, your sentiments, everything in the box, including your iris folding instruction booklet that has a link to video tutorials too. So this box guides you through the process from start to finish. And the only things not in there that you'll need from home are scissors, sellotape and some white tack, but we have got you covered on that too, so stay tuned. So you've got the cute and cuddly kit. On top of that, you've also got 3 different aperture packs. So aperture packs come with the card aperture, so that's the card cut out to the shape. You've got some card blanks, you've got your iris folding template and envelopes. And then you'll use your aperture packs alongside the fur, feather and fluff paper pack to create a selection of different animals. So we've got 3 of the sausage dog, you've got 6 paw prints, and you've got 3 playful kittens in there. Then you've got the fur, feather and fluff paper pack, like I just said, that has 60 sheets of paper in a variety of pet and fluff then into the same word.
I quite enjoyed it.
Clearly not had enough coffee. In a variety of pet colours, so you've got your oranges, your creams, your greys, your blacks, your whites, things like that, all the different cat and dog really colours. And then on top of that, you've also got 2 packs of embellishments. You've got some pearls and some gems, and then you've got 275 sentiments in the Rainbows Essentials collection. So you've got enough there. I actually got it wrong earlier. I realised I said 15 cards. It actually makes 18.
Oh,
so
even better.
even better. I miscounted. So this collection makes at least 18 cards, and you're going to have more than twice the amount of paper left over for more projects.
I'll read a few more comments. Can we have a look at a few of the samples from this one, which I think are behind you, and then we'll get it unboxed with Callum. Evelyn joins us from Colorado, and Carolyn says, I'm back again for round 3. I'm really enjoying the show. What a great business story. And she says, I wish them all a great future in the craft world.
Thank you.
That's lovely, isn't it?
It's lovely to have people to support. I think some people forget when you're kind of behind the seat, like from the other side, shopping. We do everything from my parents' house in like a little countryside village in Yorkshire.
I love that though.
And my parents' house is like, it's not we don't have a warehouse, we don't have any formal office. We have literally my dad has literally just created spaces in our house to fit things in, and then it's all hands on deck really.
So there's just about enough room to kind of like sleep, somewhere to eat, and then the rest of it's kind of the business.
Everything, there's just boxes, papers. So it's very paper crazy, so I'm sure for crafters it might be a dream come true, but it's a madhouse when it comes to craft supplies.
I absolutely love it. Jess says, good morning from Aurora, Colorado. I'm excited about this new company. Sarah's bought both the showstoppers during the break. Thank you, Sarah. And Hilary says, hi again from Hilary and Holly Collie. Looking forward to the demos. Mary Pat's in Montana. Rhonda's joined us as well. So just a few samples of things that we can make from this showstopper, yeah?
So I'll show you the Playful Kittens because I think they're my favourite in this bundle because there's 3 different designs. And I love the fact that the apertures are printed on, so it makes embellishing them and adding those finishing touches really simple because they've got lots of different colours and decorations on there already. And I always think these ones have got so much character with the cat trying to chase the butterfly and trying to play with a ball of wool and the mouse, even though they're exactly the same pattern and the same template, actually you've got 3 quite different cards there. Yeah,
and again, if you're looking at this and thinking, oh, it looks really impressive, yes it does, and if you're thinking impressive equals difficult, you'll see with Callum in just a second just how accessible this is. The sausage dogs, now producer Johnny absolutely loves these.
The little sausage dogs. Yeah. They are really cute. So these 3 are made with the Dash Hunt aperture pack and also the fur, feather and fluff paper pack. But if you have gone for the showstopper, stopper, then you have got everything you need to make 3 adorable little sausage dogs.
They are super cute and very much, as you said earlier on, like the dog of the moment, aren't they? A lot of people seem to have like sausage dogs at the minute.
Yes, they're everywhere.
Yeah, so I think almost as popular as the pugs. So you can make those with the apertures and then...
Yes, we've got a few from the Cute and Cuddly kit to show you. So, and for those of you that didn't catch it earlier, the Cute and Cuddly kit does come with Christmas embellishments and sentiments, as well as more generic birthday and occasion greetings. So you can make these cards suitable for Christmas if you're preparing early, or you can use them for birthdays or special occasions coming up, or if you know someone with a cat or a puppy. There's a little slide puppy between.
There we go.
It reminds me of, we got a puppy called Cooper back in April, and it looks a little bit like that. He's a cross between a golden retriever and a cocker spaniel. So actually, and I made that card before we got him, but it looks quite a lot like Cooper.
How weird is that?
That is really odd. I just thought about that then.
We've got a lady who watches us called Stacey Lou, who has a cockapoo called Cooper. Yeah, often watches. So they might say hello. He's very cute. You might see him more on the videos in just a bit. Look at this rabbit as well.
And a little bunny rabbit. I love his little carrots.
Yeah. So cool. And again, like you were talking about, you've got the opportunity with Iris Folding to create all of the different colours, but if you want to start out a little bit easier, you can just use one colour to get you started, can't you?
So like you saw on the sausage dog and also the kitten there,
Yeah.
you can make them all in the same colour, and actually if you're just starting out, that is the easiest thing to do, and I think Callum's going to show you where to begin with that, and then we can show you how to create the different effects with the different styles within. But here are some mini paws and the paw gems.
Yeah, look at these. So the paw gems, for those that missed this earlier on, we're like, they're incredible. How did you do that? Just with little gems, isn't it?
Yeah, just with round gems. So you've got the bigger kind of 6mm gem as the pad of the paw, and then for the little toes, you've got 3mm gems on the top.
If you saw me pull a face a second ago, the reason was I had some news in my ear. We've only got 19 showstoppers left. We're 12 minutes into the official launch.
We haven't even started showing you how to do it yet.
No, exactly right. So, and this is the thing. None of our third-party friends have gone home early yet. So could you be the first team that we let you go early? Is that going to be the story?
That's a good goal to have.
Yeah, the faster you do it, the quicker you can
get
out of the sunshine.
I was going to say, it's probably the hottest day it has been in the UK all year, I think, today. So, yes, the more time we can have in the sun, the better.
Absolutely. So get your deals, grab as many as you think you would like and more, and we'll get into the other showstopper in just a little bit, but I think we're going to go over to Callum, and we're going to have a bit of an unbox, and then finally have a demo with this as well, Callum, yeah?
Sounds good. Let's do it. So here we have the Cute and Cuddly Pets kit. You'll have seen it on display, but let's get a POV angle of it. Here we go. Open it up. And inside, I forgot the tissue paper. We did an unboxing earlier, so yours will come with tissue paper on there.
Yeah.
So we'll leave that there for now. This comes with a nice little personalised message. You'll see Bethan's face up there.
Can I ask a question about this? Is it whoever packs the box you get the message from?
I think it's whoever's got a connection with it. You know, this one, I think I did. Which one did I? I did the Gardener's World kit. So that'll have me with a personalised message that links to that. Yeah. This one's Bethan with the pets. You know, I think a few of us could have done this one, but this one's Bethan. Yeah. So you got a nice little message from her, and then obviously a list of the contents if you want to check those. Again, if you're getting this as a gift, it's a nice thing that it comes with the tissue paper. It just gives that a little extra special touch. Underneath that, we get to the good stuff. So we'll start off with, you get 1.8 metres, I learned this earlier, 1.8 metres of little bauble string that you can use. You see, I think you saw a sampler with the dog playing with it. He's playing with the baubles, it's quite cute. Loads of that. White pom-poms up next, use this for the bunny's tail or the Santa hat. It's good little touches, final touches. Yeah. Next up, we got loads more gems. If you're going for the showstopper, you'll have seen there's 2 other sets. These are 2 different sets. You've now got 4mm gems with different colours that you can use to make the paws. You saw the paws as well. And then you've got some silver flower gems as well that you can use these to turn into butterflies.
Yeah, we had that on one of the cards we showed a minute ago, didn't we?
Used that before as well, yeah. So silver gems, sparkly as well. Next up, if you're getting this as a gift or you're a beginner, you're completely new to iris folding, you've got your own iris folding guide here with all the instructions. Let's have a flick through. Bethan's here again with a face. You got a bit more about Bethan there, introduction and her story. You got a bit about mindful crafting and an intro to that. Hints and tips, preparation of the apertures. How are you going to cut it? Oh, it's already cut for you in this case.
Yeah.
Preparation, tools and workspace, what you're going to need. You'll see this all in the demo as well, don't worry. But if you're getting this for someone else, this is useful. Preparation of the papers, colour guide. And again, if you like video demonstrations, you can use the QR code and watch some videos online, or you can see me in the next 5 minutes, do a demo.
Excellent news.
But if you don't and you like your instructions and step-by-steps, we've got that as well in here. So you've got a step-by-step guide of everything, and as well as the finishing off and the embellishments at the end. So everything in there for you.
Brilliant.
Next up, you've got a sheet of foam pads, double-sided foam pads. This is what you're going to use to mount your apertures to your card blanks. We'll probably see me do that later on. So loads of those sticky foam pads.
Yeah.
Glitter card.
That's incredible.
Got a love of glitter card. This is what you'll see. We've used this in most of the designs in the middle. It sort of draws your eye into the middle of the design. So A6 sheets of those, silver and gold, shiny as ever.
Absolutely.
Lovely. Next up, we've got the apertures. So this kit makes 6 cards. You've got 2 proud cats. This is on ivory card. 2 proud cats there. You've got 2 playful puppies.
Yeah.
And you can do 1 brown one, 1 golden one if you wanted. 2 bunnies. 2 bunnies. You could do a pink bunny, white bunny, brown bunny, whatever you like. Loads of those.
All the bunnies.
All the bunnies. Next up, you've got print. So you'll have seen the Essentials Sentiments pack. It's got all your general greetings in, like your happy birthdays, happy anniversaries. These are a bit more specific to the kit. So we've got some puns as well. We like our puns when we do these.
Go on.
So we've got have a perfect Christmas.
Love it.
What else we got? We got, what was the other one? What was the one you said?
Yappy Christmas.
Oh, Yappy
Christmas. I think that's on the next one, yeah. So, but you've got loads of different colours there. Colour matched to the papers and the card blanks, so they will match nicely. You can choose your selection. You can cut those out as well. You've got your Santa hats, holly and berries, and your pot and your baubles as well. So that's the Christmassy version. Now we've got the general version. Again, more puns. What else we got? We've got I woof you.
I woof you. That's cute.
And yeah, and your happy birthdays. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, very good.
Like the howl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just noticed at the bottom, so you've got like dog bowls as well, haven't you? And the bones and
you got
the
the
fish
bowls.
and the balls of wool.
Exactly that, yeah. Just little extra bits that you can use
Yeah.
to embellish it at the end, make it look
Incredible,
nice.
that.
Cool, so you can cut those out. Next up, we'll do these 2 together because they go hand in hand. You've got the patterns and the colour guides. So this technique is a bit like paint by numbers, but with paper strips. So this is your patterns that you're going to use. It's got all the lines and numbers. It looks complicated, but believe me, it's not. Paint by numbers, if you can count, you'll be fine.
Brilliant.
Numbers on nice,
most
you've
of
got
us there here at Crafters TV should be able to do that as well.
There you go.
I say most, not all the time.
So yeah, you've got 3 designs in this.
Yeah.
Obviously it makes 6 cards, so 2 bunnies, 2 cats. Proud cat, bunny, playful puppy patterns. That was a mouthful. To go with that, you got your colour guides. So this is what tells you where the paper strips go and what colours you use. So we've decided, we use these colours because we think, why not? Orange cat, brown dog, but you can use whatever colours you like. You might want to do a brown cat or a golden dog like we've done. So we'll show you how to do that as well in the demo. Don't worry. Again, I'll explain the difference we've got here. We've got 2 proud cats you'll have seen. So there's a spiral and an alternate.
Yeah.
Now the best way to describe this is from one of the samples we've got, if we can show one of those. But the spiral is more of the block shaped. So 4 different colours, and it creates almost they've both got a spiral staircase, but you'll see from the silver cat on the left, that's the spiral. That's the traditional iris folding method. We've come up with the alternate version. It's a bit more random. If you've got a stripy cat or it's got a different coloured paws or chest, you can use that one and mix it up a bit. Merle,
that's the word. Yeah, Merle. Do you know what? It's funny you said that. I was thinking, what was that word again? What was that word again?
For those of you who didn't see earlier, I said every other word but that for a couple of minutes.
There we go. That's that. So next up, we've got the papers. Plenty of papers in here. How many papers have we got? We've got loads. I think it's 22 different colours, I think. So you got 2 A5 sheets.
Yeah.
22 different colours, at least.
Look at this Fanny as well.
24 sheets.
Professional.
There we go. And you've got all the colours that you'll need for each pet. You know, you've got your pinks in there for your pink bunnies if you wanted. Browns for the brown cat, brown dog. You know, you could do a brown bunny as well.
Yeah.
And your oranges, your gingers, silvers, golds, and your black and white at the end as well, in case you want that.
Gorgeous,
and all
beautiful
in
papers.
sparkle pearl and plain as well, so you can mix it up.
Stunning.
And for those of you that didn't hear earlier, actually the thickness of this paper is really important. So we've picked these out because they're between specifically 80 and 120 GSM. And it's really important with iris folding that you stick with papers within that weight. Because any thicker, the designs can get too bulky and it'll warp the front of the card. And the worst thing you want after you've spent, you know, half an hour or so sticking your paper down to then not be happy with the end result. So it's really important that you use the correct papers for this. And we've put these in specifically for iris folding.
Excellent. And you said you get a lot more than you actually need as well, don't you?
Absolutely.
So you should have
so you
lots left
get
over.
twice the amount of paper that you need. So it means that you just have more flexibility with colours, because we recognise that even though we might have made a golden dog in the sample, you might not want to make a golden dog, you might want to make 2 black dogs. So you've got enough paper in there to have that flexibility.
Excellent.
So that's the papers. Next up, we've got the coloured card blanks. So this makes 6 cards, so you've got 6 different coloured card blanks. Again, we've obviously mounted the samples that we've made. We've chosen the cat on the, I think it's on the purple and the yellow, whereas you might want to do a different, you might want the dog on the yellow or the dog on the purple. So you can mix and match between your colours of paper and the card blanks. Each card blank comes with its own insert inside, and that is for you to write a nice little message on if you wanted to. You can use the card as well if you wanted to. So then you've got 6 of those, 6 inserts as well, and we're finally at the bottom. We made it.
It's the box.
We're there. And at the bottom is your envelope. So 6 ivory envelopes there to finish off. There we go.
Very quick, you're going to have to be on this showstopper because it is selling very, very fast. We'll get ready for the demo with Callum. A few more hellos from Jean Marie. Stephen Nicole says hi to Ben and the crew in Andover. Alex Gerling says, Bethan, a couple of years ago I sent you photos of your kits that I'd used different materials rather than paper. She said chiffon was one.
Absolutely, you can use a variety of different materials
to
do this. That you could use washi tape, you can use ribbon, and it's up to you really. They just create different effects. Obviously, you wouldn't technically fold ribbon necessarily, so you might not have the same depth, but you'll have a bit more texture, because as we know, ribbon has a bit more of a texture to it than paper typically. So you can do this technique using a variety of materials. And actually, when I was talking to Sheila, who I think you guys will see later on today, she was saying that she'd done it with newspapers and magazines and to recycle materials. So you can use a variety of things to create different effects.
Let's say hi to Lady Diver, who's in El Paso, Texas. Rhonda says, I've made a ton of iris folding cards. They're really fun to do, and the outcome is quite lovely. The outcome is amazing, and as I say, if you look at this thinking, I'll never be able to do it, when you see Callum, I promise you, you will. I can do it, so if I can do it, literally anybody can. I've never made iris folding cards, says Jeannie. I need to try. You'll be wanting to try. The papers are beautiful, says Sarah. Jean Marie says, this is a wonderful kit for everyone, but especially for beginners, as the colour coordination is already done, and the pet patterns for the iris folding is fab. Just before we get on to the demo, one quick question from Sarah. So I know Sarah messaged earlier saying she's bought both of the showstoppers.
Yeah.
So she's in the US. Obviously, there's a tariff on the kit with the tape in. She was just wondering whether you could just go over again the width of the tape, so she might see if she can get that in the US.
Yeah, so it's 12 millimetres of the width of the tape we use, and the tape dispenser supports holding that sort of tape. So it's a mini tape dispenser, I guess, is probably the less technical term for it. But it's just having tape that's narrower, probably about half the size of your average sticky tape, really.
Brilliant. Keep the questions coming in. Keep the requests coming in as well. We have had one request from someone, Producer Johnny, who wants to see a sausage dog being iris folded. So we're going to start there, Callum, I think,
We're going to start there, yeah. We're going to unbox it as well, just to take you through that and see the difference between an aperture pack and a kit. So this is the Dash and aperture pack. We'll start here. Slightly different to the kit. There's no papers, but that gives you the freedom to use the papers in the paper pack or from the kit. You know, you can mix and match and choose what colours you want to use. So let's dive in.
Very crinkly pack, isn't it? We recently switched to compostable bags because it's really important that we're eco-friendly with our business, but they're really noisy
They're quite
to
noisy.
unpack.
I was quite enjoying that. It's like ASMR.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. There is quite a satisfying sound to it, but I was just noticing it then as Carl was doing it. I was like, they do have quite a sound to them, don't they?
Yeah,
Pack room.
So this is your Dachshund aperture pack. This makes 3 Dachshunds, so you've got 3 apertures here. 3 white Dachshund apertures. We're going to use one of those in the demo, so I'll leave one there. 3 different coloured card blanks. They're scored for you, so you just need to fold them in half. So you've got a black one, a red one, and a brown one.
Yeah.
3 of those. We can choose what colours we want to match those. And then you've got your 3 envelopes. 3 envelopes, 3 white ones. Again, you don't have to send these to people. If you make it and you like it that much, you can keep it yourself.
Yeah, exactly right.
You know, but those are there in case you do.
Yeah.
And again, similar to the kits, we've got the pattern and the guide. The pattern's stayed in the bag, so I'll get it out. There it is. So there's your Dachshund pattern. Similar to the puppy and the bunny and the cat you saw in the other one. So there's those 2 there. You've got 2 different types of guides for this one. You've got your 4-colour spiral and your alternate as well. Yeah, so it's what colour we want. That's the aperture pack. So yeah, it's deciding what colours now we use.
Well, what are we fancying? I don't want.
Yeah, what do we want?
What do you fancy?
Well, what I was going to say, because I know we've got lots of people who are new to iris folding watching today, and actually if this is the first time ever you are going to be making an iris folding card, what I recommend you do is actually ignore that colour guide completely and pick 1 colour.
Right, okay.
Pick 1 colour from your pack, then you haven't got to think about colours. You're just going to think about going in number order. So, and because of pets, you do get animals just in 1 colour. You get black dogs or black cats or things like that. So, I recommend, Callum, you pick 1 colour that you really like from this pack. Maybe a sparkly or a shiny one, because I'm all for extra.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So I've just opened the Fur, Feather and Fluff paper pack. So this has got 60 sheets, 10 colours. So 6 of each colour. That makes sense.
That's only available in the showstopper as well. That one's sold out individually.
There you go. That's already sold out. So it's a popular one. So you've got your creams, colours that, it's fur, feather and fluff. So it represents animal colours. Fluffy, furry and feathery animals. So we've got creams, browns. You've got a couple of like orangey buttercup colours, the black, the white, and of course the silver. So we're doing a Dachshund. I think I want this chocolate brown.
Yeah, do you know what? That's a great shout. I was going to go for that.
Let's go for that. So I'll get a couple out. We might not need it. We'll probably only need 1. So you've got plenty in there. And we'll put those rest to the side for now. So we've got our pattern, we've got our papers, tools all around. To start off, you want to get your white tack.
Okay.
Or power tack.
Power tack, it's called in our full
It
kit.
sounds better, power tack. Doesn't it? Yeah.
So I've got a couple bits, and I'm going to stick them on each corner.
Okay.
And we're going to stick that right in the middle there. So it's nice and straight. That's not going to move anywhere now, so that's staying to the table. Next up, you want to do the same thing with your aperture.
Yeah.
And this is where you place that over the top. Bit of white tack.
And you can see already as Callum was sticking this down, you're probably thinking, now I begin to understand how this all comes together.
So a lot of people, when you think iris folding, they think, is it a bit like origami? Which I've always thought, paper folding makes sense that you make that connection, but nowhere near as complex. We're actually only folding strips once and then sticking them down, so very little folding, but it comes together to create a layered design. Yes. So aperture stuck down, you can see all my lines and numbers through the middle. We're working on the back. Next step, we want some strips of paper. So you grab your paper, grab your scissors. I've got the nice sea green scissors here from our sea green toolkit.
There's 15 of these left, by the way, of the showstoppers.
There we go. It's my favourite colour. We've also got a pink and a purple set as well.
Yeah.
So I've cut 2 strips there. Not, I think about 2.5 centimetres wide, just wide enough. Just wide enough so that we can cover a strip on the Dachshund here. So I've just folded one edge next. Right. One edge is folded, not very straight, but the edge you're going to see on the other side is this folded edge here.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter too much. So with your colour guide, we're not actually going to use the colour guide really because we're using 1 colour, but you still want to go in number order. So start with number 1. Folded edge goes on and you're just going to cover that section. From that, you know how big a strip you need, so you cut that down to size. Folded edge towards the middle. See, now That's going to hang off the edge of my card if I leave it like that. So I'm just going to trim that side off.
Yeah.
Shuffle that to the side, folded edge down. See now, the folded edge in the middle there is what you're going to see on the other side. We're just going to hold that there with one finger. I'll bring my tape dispenser over, and we're just going to...
So you're just making sure, so like the folded edge is butted up to the line, yeah?
100%, that's it.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking at. You're looking at your folded edge, edge of the line, number one, hold it down with one finger and stick it down with the other one.
So this is where that narrower tape really comes in handy. So as you can see, Callum's putting tape, and he doesn't want the tape to overlap into the window where that dog is.
Yeah, because it will show through, won't it?
Exactly. So you sometimes need quite small bits of tape to make sure you can still stick the paper down, but without that tape overlapping into the middle.
I really feel like you solved the problem, as I say, because the times that I've done it, I found like either the tape's shown through like the aperture, or it's become like super bulky as well.
Yeah.
Because the tape's so big. We've popped on the bottom of the screen details for the toolkits, so we've got them in the 3 colours, but just for our US viewers, they're not tariff free. If you do buy those, you will see tariffs appear at checkout. And in the toolkit, we get the scissors and the tape dispenser.
You get scissors, tape dispenser, tweezers in the colours of your choice, and the tweezers are great for adding all those finishing touches, or if you're like me and have acrylic nails and can't peel the back off tape or foam pads or anything, tweezers are my best friend when it comes to crafting. You get a pack of the power tack or white tack, which is what you're using just to temporarily stick those apertures and the pattern down, and it's important that that's not too tacky that it's going to tear the material, but it's obviously sticky enough that it's going to hold it in place for you, like you see there. You've also got 4 sheets of foam pads, so plenty for kind of mounting your apertures and your cards onto your card blanks, some double-sided tape for putting in your inserts, and 3 rolls of sticky tape to use in your tape dispenser. So all of the tools that you need to make your iris folding cards.
I love it.
Right, now I know we're starting off with a beginner kind of pattern, but if you want to make your pattern in your design more personalised to your own dog, they might have some, different coloured feet. And this is where you notice number 3 down here is actually, you could change that colour up. If it's got like a lighter brown foot, you could make that lighter brown, or a white. Might be a white dog with a brown foot. You can mix those things up. Same with the tail, you could have its little tail in a different colour as well.
Some boots, might have red feet.
Exactly.
People have
that,
booties on their pets now, don't they?
They do.
So you can get a bit creative. You don't have to stick to the colour guides that we've designed, but just for starters' sake, we're going to go with all brown, because you still get that effect of the spiral staircase at the end. You'll still see the 3D effect in the middle. So that's number 3. Number 4 is back up top. We need a slightly longer strip.
I think what you'll find is that people who haven't done it before will follow the instructions that you give everyone in the boxes, but then you become more kind of relaxed with it and more confident with it. Then you probably explore different colours and different ways of doing it.
Which is why the colour guides are in there, or like I said, if you were wanting to make it super simple for your first time, just doing one colour and focusing going in number order, because it's the numerical order that's important. No matter what colours you're using where, you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down to the highest number, up to the highest number. But in terms of what colour you use where, actually you can use whatever you like.
That's such a good point you made as well. So don't be tempted to skip or like move around, because if you do that, then obviously the folding will go wrong, won't it?
Yeah,
if you don't
and
do
it will look different, absolutely.
Exactly that. So that's 5 strips down. I'm just going to fold another strip here. Number 6 is next. We're doing the brown, nice chocolate brown.
Just whilst we're watching you, Callum, there's a few messages coming through. Rosalind saying iris folding a good way to use your scraps. It really is, actually. It's a very good point. Genuinely a very relaxing craft, says Alex. I had some of Bethan's Christmas kits a couple of years ago, and they were absolutely the first to sell at a local craft fair. That's worth talking about as well, your angel policy.
Yes, we have an angel policy on our website. You absolutely can make to sell, and that's why lots of people do with iris folding, because it is quite unique, and so it is one of those things that at a craft fair stands out quite a lot. And like Callum said earlier, especially these square designs like the kitten, fit really nicely in a 6x6 inch frame.
Yeah.
And actually you'll find, if you are selling your cards and things like that, that people will pay a lot more money for a picture than a card. And so actually by putting it in a frame, you can sell it at a craft fair at a much higher price.
Yeah, I love that. And you can pick up your frames obviously for quite inexpensively, can't you?
Yeah, most high street stores sell box frames and things like that.
Betty Weaver's joined us from Idaho. Shadiah has joined us saying hi to Ben and our new guests on the panel. I love iris folding. She says, I watched you guys on Hobby Maker, but welcome to Crafters TV. That's Shadiah.
Ah, that's nice. Familiar friends.
Anne joins us as well. And great point from you saying this is actually a good way to use your magnetic stamping platform as well. The magnets are perfect for holding things like this whilst you're working. So if you want to do that,
that's a good idea, yeah.
you can. And Mary Pat saying tweezers probably the most useful tool as well. Yeah, all the tools I think will come in handy in this kit if you're picking this up as well.
And I'm just obsessed with pretty craft tools. So for me, it was really, we didn't have tools for a long time in our business. In fact, we've only had them this year, even though we've been going 5 years, because I was determined to find pretty tools. They had to be in nice colours.
Right, I've got another little tip for you.
Okay.
On strip number 9 here, you see there's a 9 there, and there's also a 9 up by the tail. So you could do that strip brown and then do the tail in white if you wanted, but just to be careful that sometimes there is a number that jumps over 2 different parts of the pattern. So we're going to use a strip to cover both of those, just like that. So that's going to cover both.
What I love about this as well, for people who are like watching this for the first time, they're probably looking at this going, this looks rubbish.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I was like, it's very much a trust the process craft.
Very much.
When you join it, or when kind of viewers join at points like this, and they're just looking at the screen thinking,
it's like, what's Callum doing?
This is the back. This is the back of the design. So you got to trust the process, like Bethan said. And the front will look so much better.
Yeah.
I remember when Callum and I started doing iris folding as kids, and we used to have friends around after school to do it. And the moment when you finished and you turn it over is so special, and particularly as a child, it's a really magical moment. And if any of you do crafting with kids or grandkids or anything like that, actually iris folding is something you can do together. And seeing their joy when they turn it over and they're like, oh, this is what it looks like on the front is really special.
I love that idea. I mean, we do have lots of parents and grandparents watching. It's lovely to be able to share crafts, and this is really accessible even for sort of little hands, isn't it?
Absolutely. Like I said, I was 7 when I started, and Callum was 5. So.
It's so good to watch, and I say it's just it's therapeutic to do, and it's also like very therapeutic to watch as well. You find yourself
kind of zone out, don't you?
Zone out a little bit.
I think I've had a few friends that are not necessarily crafters, but obviously keep an eye on the business, and they always say that they love watching our social media videos just because it's actually really relaxing to watch it being done. Yeah,
but this is one of those crafts, and you said it because like you obviously you saying as kids you used to have friends come over and do it, but this is one of those crafts that you could almost, even if you are a bona fide craftaholic, you do it every day, this is something that you could invite friends over if they've never crafted before and like have an evening or an afternoon just making projects with each other, couldn't you?
Absolutely. Craft and wine.
Craft and
it's
wine?
One of my favourite combinations.
Craft and wine. You craft and wine, Callum, or craft and beer?
Craft and beer.
Yeah.
Definitely. I do like a glass of wine, but yeah, definitely beer. Definitely beer.
I've just said to my producer Johnny, let's get the train up next time. We'll do it next time you're up.
We'll do it next time.
Yeah.
That's how a friendship between me and one of my friends, Katie, started. It was during lockdown. We became really close because we had craft and wine in the garden throughout the year, many times.
I was just thinking about this as well. So when we were back in Buckinghamshire, because I live up here now, my wife joined like the local WI. And I was thinking like something like this would be a brilliant craft to do because they always used to take it in turns to put on an evening. But the WI evenings it was always like crafting with wine, like a talk with wine, book club with wine. And it's just like, it's not really a WI club, it's just like wine club, isn't it, with other things on the side,
It's more like wine with crafting.
yeah, exactly right.
No, Callum, that changes it completely. You can't call it that.
That's true.
But as you can see, it's coming together really quickly with Callum, and you'll find that, particularly if you're only using one colour and you just have to concentrate on the numbers, actually, it's going to have taken Callum less than 10 minutes to stick all these folds down.
Yeah. But again, you take as long as you need to do it. I mean, Callum and Bethan been doing this for a few years. If you are new to this, it is a case of just following the numbers. And as I say, so just making sure like you're butting up the folded edge to the line that you're currently sticking it onto, yeah?
Absolutely. So your aim is to cover the number that you're up to. So you're covering the area that the number's in and lining that folded edge up to the line on the template. And as you can see, the template is just something underneath. So you can reuse that pattern over and over again.
Yeah.
Because you're not actually doing anything to it in the process. It's just there as a guide.
I'm obsessed with the coloured tape dispensers, says Mary Pat. I want one of each colour.
This hence why we keep bringing out new toolkits in different colours. Because I want tape dispensers in all the colours too.
And I'm so glued to the show, says Sarah, I'm forgetting that I'm at work as well. This is mesmerising. I mean,
I'm sorry, but not sorry.
Yeah, I mean, do your work at the same time as watching the show, you know.
We're nearly there.
Looking great, this Callum.
Well, it's not really, is it? But
Well, I mean, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
it isn't, but it
thank
is.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, it will do when we turn it over, and you
Yeah.
get. That's the good thing about iris folding, and that's what kind of hooked me. Is that at this point you sort of.
Questioning your choices.
Yeah, you're like, what am I making here? I don't really know. It's just paper and sellotape. But then you turn it over and you get that big reveal moment, which I am slowly getting there.
And one of the things that I really like is you don't have to worry about cutting things straight
No.
or folding things straight.
No.
It does not affect what it looks like at the end at all. And I don't know about you, but I can never achieve straight lines in crafting if I ever try to. So it's quite nice to be able to not have to worry about that.
If I ever make cards, they always end up being wonky, or like a mat and layer will be like slightly undermeasured or whatever.
It's just unique then.
Well, yeah, exactly, right. I like the fact on some of these cards, so at this point when you get to the centre, like on the cat card here, you've like put a bit of like some of the glitter card in there. So you
Yeah,
could change it up
exactly.
in the middle if you wanted as well at the end
Yeah.
here.
So you've got a few options.
Yeah, that is what I was going to suggest now, is what
Great
we want
minds.
to put in the middle. So you can go, you know, if you wanted your dog to be symmetrical throughout, you can go with the brown and stick
Yeah.
that over as well. Or you could go with some glitter card, which just, it does bring you to the centre, but with an animal, you might want it to look more realistic than with the glittery centre in the middle. So we are going to go with that. We are going to go with the brown. What do you guys think? Is that?
Yeah, I think when you're
Yeah?
doing an animal all in one colour, I think keeping the centre as the same colour works quite well. But when you do the spiral or the alternate techniques, which Cam will get onto shortly, I think the glitter card just adds a little bit of extra sparkle and helps you kind of draw your eye into the middle of the spiral.
So we've got our strip here. I haven't folded that one because you're not going to see an edge of it. You're just going to see the middle chocolatey brown paper. So same again, stick that down and we're nearly there.
And this has been fairly swift. I know we've been sort of chatting in between times, but this has taken you about 10 minutes or so?
10 minutes,
Yeah,
not
so
bad.
it's
That's pretty quick. And that,
quick to
how many
do.
folds is that? This one's 24 folds. That gives
Okay.
you an idea of how long they'll take. Here we go. We ready?
Come on. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Yay! Look at that. That's fantastic, Callum. That's
Look at
incredible.
that. There we go.
So good.
Now you'll see the smile just grow bigger on my face.
Yeah. You see, it wasn't terrible after all. It was brilliant.
Trust the process. See, it works. And
Yeah.
then you've got some little add-on bits that you can add. You know, you can add the one if you've got the mega bundle. You know, you can add the party hats from the Cute and Cuddly kit, or you can add some little gems or some sentiments from the Essential Sentiments pack that we've got as well.
And I know, some of our crafters, you might want to add a little bit of ink to the front of that, and then you're going to be matting and layering it, of course, but like you said, adding gems, and you've got, 275 sentiments in that set as well,
Yes,
haven't you?
in the essentials, but you have also got the pet-related sentiments in your Cute and Cuddly kit as well. So you've got a few options. If you love a pun, you can add something from the Cute and Cuddly kit, or if you want just to your kind of typical happy birthday or best wishes, you can add those in. And there are greetings in all the colours, really, of the rainbow in that pack. So you've got some browns that would tie in quite nicely with that.
And the reveal, Mary Pat's saying, the reveal is the best part, and that is it. You said that earlier on.
There's something quite special about it, and like I said, especially if you've not done the technique much before, or you're with friends that haven't, it's a really nice moment to share together.
So just adding some of the foam pads now, Callum.
Foam pads, yeah, just around the edge. This actually helps because you'll see I've laid it up and it's grown up quite a bit in the middle. These foam pads are going to help it lift off the card a bit, so that it doesn't look as bent and as squash, which it's not going to do because of these foam pads. So double-sided foam pads. These are in your kit. They're also, you get 4 sheets in the toolkit if you've gone with one of those.
This is where I need my tweezers because I can't do this with my nails.
Yeah, Bethan just mentioned this is, if you've got long nails, you need some tweezers and it pulls off.
They will definitely
easy
come in
with
handy.
those.
Pokey tool might work as well, actually.
Yeah.
Pokey tool would work as well, yeah, but fortunately I haven't had my nails done this time, so we're gonna go. So I've taken all those off. I'm just gonna fold my card
Yeah.
first.
So again, this is all included, pre-scored.
Yeah.
Pre-scored for you, so that's all you need to do. You just fold it, press down on the edge, and there you go. We're gonna stick this over the top. Find the middle, do your best, and stick it down. And there we've got our own card. Look at that, not bad.
Aye, that's brilliant.
Not bad.
Yeah.
And now we can add some embellishments, some final touches. Carries on going. So yeah, what's that? 10, 15 minutes so far, maybe another 5 minutes of adding the finishing touches, and you've got yourself a card.
But then when you give it to someone, they've got no idea that that's all
Yeah,
it
you
is.
can.
Because it looks
took
way
you
more
hours.
complicated.
That's where you tell them, like, oh, it's blood, sweat and tears. 3 days of my life putting that card together. That's what you tell them. We've only got 14 of these showstoppers left if you want to jump in and grab these. Sarah says, that is amazing. I've never seen this style of crafting before and I can't wait to try this myself. Molly's mama says, so cool. And Pamela says, that was fascinating. It's got me glued. It's well worth a try, this, isn't it? If you've never done it before, like,
Definitely.
give it a go.
It is one of those craft techniques that, well, as you can tell, I've absolutely hooked on. It was very much an accident that iris folding became such a big part of our lives. But that it just come with that terms and conditions, really. Warning, may be slightly addictive.
I just think as well, if you are someone who already makes cards, you're obviously a very creative person, you'll fall in love with this very quickly, and I think you'll get the hang of it very quickly as well, and before you know it, you'll be iris folding everything. If you want the Playful Pets showstopper though, it's £75, $107. You're making that saving today, but you've only got, how many left on it did you say? 14 chances left, and then that is sold out. It is tariff free, and you've got £15 off today, or what, pretty much $20 off as well. So take advantage. US viewers, again, don't forget, you're just shy of that free shipping. So if you add in some added extras, you know, from the show, or maybe you can pop in some other bits and pieces that we brought to you today to get to that 125 to get your free shipping. I can't believe we are 45 minutes into the show. We're going to take a short break, give you opportunity to get your carts and baskets checked out, and then when we come back, we are going to have a look at the little paw prints. So we're now having a pause, and then we'll come back and do the pause.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty program today and receive 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits to joining Club Inspire include special members-only sales, and you can receive discounts or exclusive access to products, and even free gifts. You will receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro that you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. See if you can craft your way up to our ultimate Club Inspire tier, Platinum, where you'll enjoy the very best discounts and rewards that we offer. As you keep climbing through the club, you can actually reach Platinum Plus and even Platinum for life. The more points you collect, the more you will be rewarded within our amazing special Club Inspire community. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Why do I love Crafters Companion? Well, you've got two comedians, Dan and Craig. They're not comedians really, they're brilliant when they do their shows. They're so comical when it comes down to wrestling. I know I took the mick out of Craig with his watch. Said it must have come from a Christmas cracker, but I like his watch. I think it's brilliant. Anyway, I've had to get myself off the floor. I had to use my Vernon Hoover to suck me up off the floor, and I had to use my foam on a roll to keep me secured up so I don't fall over again, because I'm still in shock, because we know Platinum Plus for life, so I'm Plat Plus. Speak soon.
My favourite part is the interaction we can have with the lovely presenters.
The laugh, the giggles and the dressing up and the jokes.
Really fun and really good, and sometimes the only laugh you will get when you're not feeling well.
The personal connection with the presenters and the demonstrators.
The inspiration and clear instruction is patiently presented.
I love everyone that I have come to know on Crafters TV.
Well, you got two comedians, Dan and Craig. They're not comedians really, they're brilliant.
Presenters are great. Demonstrators are great.
Number one is the enjoyment I get from watching Ben and all of the demonstrators making the projects.
You are all so down to earth and genuine people, always willing to share and help.
Personal connection with everyone that's involved in Crafters TV.
For me, they have become my friend, creating a personal connection and making you feel part of a crafting family.
And get me a chuckle. It just feels like you're right there in my living room.
What I love most about Crafters TV is the community. I feel like I'm crafting along with my friends. And there's so much support, respect, and inspiration all through the socials. Be it on CTV, Facebook, or YouTube, everyone is so supportive and I've learned so much. Most of all is the good times and lots of laughs which have gotten me through some tough days. So lots of love, my crafty friends, and to the CC team. Thank you and keep up the good work.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for being with us. I appreciate the fact that so many of you are watching on such. We were just saying how hot it is. So hopefully in the US you've got your aircon. Not something we really have here in the UK, is it?
No, unfortunately not.
We've turned the fan on for Caleb on the other side of the studio. We've got a big fan up just there. It's actually turned around the wrong way anyway. But I was saying to Bethan, if we turn that round and turn it on, the chances are
This is just all going to go tumbling down.
and you won't be very happy if that happens because it took you a long time to set this up.
It
Time,
does.
didn't it?
Kind of sand and fan out paper on display is really not the easiest, believe it or not.
That's why I went and did other stuff whilst Bethan was setting it up.
Other stuff.
So we're going to have a look at the paw prints next, right?
Yes, Callum's setting up for a paw print. Now, the reason this is because you saw we used foam pads to cover the back of the iris folding because obviously no one wants to see all that sellotape that you've used. And with the A6 cards, so the paws or the tulips or the cards that are in the beginner brights kit, like the balloons and things like that, there is a different way that you cover the back of the iris folding, and I thought it would be good to show you the different ways to do that. And also we can use our colour guide this time.
Okay, let's have a look then, see how easy it is to do.
Let's do it. So we've got our mini paw aperture pack here, similar to the Dachshund, no papers, but you can use the papers from the kit. Fur, feather and fluff is perfect for this one. Mini paw aperture pack. So this one comes with 6 apertures, A6 size.
Yeah.
So A5 at the moment, fold it, becomes an A6 card. So you've got 6 paw apertures already cut for you.
Brilliant.
Save you a lot of time there, so 6 of those. Already scored as well, just need to fold them in half. 6 inserts. So again, this is for your message inside. Some people like to just write on the card, but
Yeah,
this is
that
what's
would
going to use. We're going to cover up the iris folding with this once we've made one. So 6 apertures, 6 inserts, and of course 6 envelopes. There's 3. Get the pattern out as well. And there's your other 3. So envelopes, if you want to send them as a gift, there's 6 of them there, 6 white envelopes.
Yep.
And again, with everything you get your pattern, mini paw pattern and mini paw guide. So we've chosen the browns for this one. You can use any colour you want, you know. We had a golden one that we made over there for a golden retriever maybe. But yeah, let's have a go, shall we? Let's dive in. So we've got our pattern. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut these in half, because once you cover your pattern up with your aperture, it might cover that guide. So we've just split those up. Firstly, we want to use some more power tack from our toolkits.
Yes.
You get a full sheet of that. Makes you think it's extra sticky, doesn't it?
Does.
Powerful. Here we go.
Tack.
2 in each corner. We're going to stick that nicely in the middle there.
I'm assuming that that's reusable, right? The power tack?
Reusable,
It
yeah.
tends to last us
I'm
forever
using
'cause
some
you
that
just-
I've
Put it back in the pack.
used many times.
Yeah.
So that'll last you loads. And now you want to turn your aperture over, and you want to just place it over the top. A bit more white tack, power tack, sorry.
Now, it's
Powerful
really important to note at this stage that the aperture is on the left side of this card, because technically it would fit with the card the other way around, but you want to make sure your eye is holding on the back of the paw. So to make sure, so that's the wrong way around, because you'd be sticking your strips on the front.
Yeah.
So you want your aperture on the left, because it's really annoying if you get to the end and realise you've stuck it all the wrong way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just triple check yourself
Very
at
good
this
point.
that you put the aperture on the left side.
See, we didn't have that problem with the Dachshund because the Dachshund's not symmetrical. But with symmetrical patterns, that's where you want to be careful. So aperture's on the left, rest of your cards on the right. Blue tack in a corner, we're going to go one there. See all your lines and numbers and stick it down, and now it's not going to move. Now that's done, we've got our colour guide. Now you'll see we've got paper colour A, B, C, D. 4 different colours we need to choose for this one.
Yeah.
So let's dive into our fur, feather and fluff paper pack we used to make the Dachshund. What are we thinking, guys? What colours?
You use colours that are on the guide.
Do you think? Okay,
Yes,
let's do
I think
that.
you match the colours to the 4 on the guide.
So make it nice and easy first up, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
You choose colours that match those blocks. There's 4 different
So
shades
we've
of brown
got
there. So
black,
I'd pick out 4 shades of paper similar to those on the guide.
brown.
But like we said, that once you get a bit more confident, you can deviate from the colours there. But if just to make it easy for yourself, choosing colours that match those blocks will make it much easier to follow
Yeah.
along.
I think it's a very sensible thing to do if you're just
brown.
starting out, because otherwise you might get a bit confused, mightn't you? With
Exactly.
what colour goes where.
And let's go with the cream as well. I think that's a nice range there. Now, if you did want to know, for the Dachshund, that's what I had left of an A5 sheet.
Yeah.
So from the Fur, Feather and Fluff paper pack, you've got 60 sheets, 6 of each colour. That you've used 1 sheet pretty much for 1 card there. So you've got plenty.
Yes.
Right, here we go. So we've got our 4 colours. And what we need now is a strip of each. You might need a bit more, but we're going to cut them all together because it doesn't matter how straight we are with this cut. We're going to save a bit of time and cut them all.
You'll probably come onto this, but I'll ask anyway. So obviously you've got like the 4 toes there, and then like the main sort of pad, if you like. Are they all numbered separately? Is it 1, 2, 3 in one of the toes, and 1, 2, 3 in another, or is it numbered 1 to 20?
So I'll go through it. But we saw on the Dachshund, remember we had 2 numbers that were in different places. So number 1's on its own, number 2 goes across.
Okay.
So you want 1 strip that covers, you could do 2 different strips, but using 1 strip's easier. Across that, number 3's 2 different slots, but again 1 strip will cover both of those. 4's 1, 8's 1, and then so on. I'll show you in the demo though.
Yeah.
So we've got our 4 colours. I'm going to put them in order of, so A, B, C, D. So black is A, and then we'll go the lighter brown, darker brown, and the curlew. That sort of helps you remember the order of those. So paper colour A, we're going to fold an edge. Number 1's quite small, folded edge towards the middle, and just cut your strip off like that. Folded edge, and you're just going to, see that number 1?
Yep.
Cover him. Hold it down with 1 finger, stick it down with the other one.
What I will say, if you're thinking about using different colours than the 4 that Callum's got here, is paper colour A is the colour for the toes of the paw, the kind of pads at the top. So if you were thinking that about a specific colour you wanted to represent the toes at the top, then that's paper A on your guide.
Okay.
Exactly that. So number 1, look at your colour guide, number 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are all paper colour A. So that's all black. So we can't really go wrong from there. If you carry on using black, fold an edge, folded edge up to the line, and then stick it down. That is the iris folding process, which I've got lost in many times. You know, it just takes over and you get in the zone. If you hear me go quiet, that's why I'm probably in the zone.
It's like when we have some of our experts doing colouring here on the channel. Like you find them very talkative, but then all of a sudden they'll be doing a colouring demo, and then they just stop talking. Oh, I better say something. That's what it should be like, though, shouldn't it? Something like this should be relaxing. It shouldn't be too taxing on the brain. You should enjoy and relax whilst you're doing it.
And this is one of those crafts that I quite like doing on my lap tray in front of the TV.
Yeah.
I can do it really without concentrating too much and still feel quite zoned in and chat in the background.
Right, another little tip I've got. We explained about the sellotape. We've got thinner sellotape so that it doesn't encroach in the window. See, this part hasn't been covered yet, so we don't want to accidentally get an edge in there from this strip. You just want to be careful of that. So cut your strips to how big you need. Hold that there, that's a good size. It's not going to be seen in the other window. Because again, we're working on the back. I don't know if you were here earlier. It is a trust the process kind of craft.
Yeah.
We've got the sticky tape and the papers on this side, but on the other side, believe me, it's going to look a lot better.
And obviously you'll cover this then, won't you, on the inside of the card?
Absolutely, but just with a slightly different technique to what you saw with the dash links. With the dash links, we used foam pads, and we put them around the edge of the aperture and mounted it to a separate piece of card. But with these smaller A6 designs, because there's not much paper, you don't need to lift the card off, so to speak, because there's just not as much of the bulk on the back. So Callum will show you a different way to cover the back later on.
Just a few comments while still watching Callum. There's 12 of these showstoppers left, by the way. Very, very low stock now. Anne's in an iris folding coma. Kathy says, hello everyone. It's a foggy day in Washburn, Illinois. And Hilary says, I cannot wait to receive my stuff. Can I just drive down and pick it up? Well, I mean, Hilary, you're only just up the road, aren't you? So, I mean, you could try. I think the warehouse closes at 4, though, unfortunately. And a lovely message here, which you guys will understand, I'm sure, from a gentleman called Adam Summerscales. Proud of Bethan and my close friend Callum, who have come so far in their business. Well done. I'm watching this whilst in the sun in Madeira.
He's in Madeira.
It's a lovely watch, he says.
Adam missed Callum's face then, but as you read out the name, Callum's face went,
I know that name. I know that name. Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
I hope you're enjoying your holiday.
Yeah, we're not jealous at all.
I mean, it is 30 degrees here, so summer like.
Exactly, yeah. What temperature have you got there, Adam?
Yeah, let us know.
We might be warmer. So he's a good friend of yours, is he?
He is a good friend, yeah. One of my closest friends, definitely.
Oh, that's a lovely message to get.
Adam's like a little brother to me because he's been in our lives for, I don't even know. When did you and Adam meet? You must have been...
It was high school, I think, yeah.
Was it?
High school, yeah.
Callum's had very similar friends for pretty much his whole life, which is different to some people. Like my friends have changed many times over the years, but Callum's still got friends from nursery.
That's really nice, actually. You kept in touch. Have you got Adam doing the iris folding?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Still time.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. Get him on here next time you come over.
Yeah.
Then he can show you how easy it is. I've done it before. Throw him in the deep end.
Is that right?
Exactly right. Okay, so we've done 1 to 8, and that is paper colour A finished. So we're finished with the black.
Okay.
Paper colour B, well, number order. So number 9 is next, and that is paper colour B. So we're moving on to our brown. So again, same process. Fold an edge. Folded edge is going to cover that 9. Slightly bigger strip than we've just done. Folded edge towards the middle. Hold it down with one finger, stick it down with the other one.
I also feel like, just thinking about your friend Adam on holiday in Madeira, this is quite a nice compact craft that you can sort of take with you on the go, isn't it?
Yeah, people do that. In fact, lots of the orders we've had recently have been people stocking up on craft supplies for their holidays. And because, especially with the kits, like the Cute and Cuddly and the Beginner Brights, when everything's in the box for you, and you just know you need to pack the box and a couple of tools, then it's easy to think about, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially, if you grab a kit, grab a paperback, aperture back toolkit, you've got everything.
Yeah.
Just need a surface a bit like this. You know, a lot of people. My mum uses the little lap trays. They're perfect size. You fit all your tools on there.
One thing I will say while Callum's doing this is, if you're looking at it thinking, actually, I'd quite like to do the paw, but I'd like to do it in oranges or blacks or silvers or something like that. What you can do is you see the colour guide where you've got A, B, C and D. If you cut off a little bit of the paper colour that you're going to use instead, so say I'm going to use silver as my paper A, and put a little bit of that silver paper in the box on your colour guide, then you'll remember as you go through, okay, silver's my paper A. So that's a top tip, but if you want to swap these colours, just cut a little bit off the paper that you're going to use instead and put it in that box, so you've got that visual reminder of what colours you're going to use.
That's a really good shout, actually. Because you could potentially get confused quite quickly if you sort of varied.
If you're trying to remember, yes, but actually it's really quick and easy. Just cut a little corner off your strip, put it in the box instead, and then you'll keep track.
Yeah, I love that. Top tip. 14 of these left. Loads of comments still coming through. Thank you for the joke, Molly's mama. What do you call a sausage dog in the summer? A hot dog.
Yeah.
Yes, Callum.
Got that one.
Mary Pat says, yes, these kits are perfect for travelling. Yeah, if you need to, you need to sort of scratch that crafty itch when you're going away, maybe you're going down to the caravan or something like that, this is absolutely perfect to do. And honestly, you're seeing Callum do this now. Hopefully in your mind you're going, oh, okay, I get this. This is quite a simple thing to do, and the results are tremendous. The best thing is, and you'll show us again in just a second, like you said, is the reveal. It's exciting not quite knowing what you've created.
And having to trust it, kind of wait until the end and see what you've done.
Yeah. Don't be tempted to turn it over midway.
No, well, that's what I was going to say as well. If you move it, getting it back on the pattern in the same place is actually quite tricky. So I highly recommend not looking at it until you've finished.
Yeah.
But one other thing I was going to say about this pour is an aperture pack with 6 pours. So actually, if you're wanting to make a pour with some friends and all do the same card at the same time, then the pour is actually quite a good one to do because you've got 6 in there. So you've got then 5 others that 5 other people can use together. So it's quite nice. If you're making the same thing, then you can kind of go along at the same sort of pace to everyone else, which is nice. Or a craft group. Yeah. These A6 ones are great for craft groups.
So for your iris folding and wine group, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you guys still get time to do this as a family now, or are you too busy with the business?
My mum and I sometimes, I will hold my hands up and admit I'm really terrible at taking time to do anything but work. Because when you run a small business, it doesn't really work out that there is time to do much else.
I can imagine.
And my partner will definitely vouch to that. But my mum and I are trying to get better at still taking time to do some things. And actually, my mum's done, and I'll see if I'll find some pictures next time, but she loves watercolour painting, and actually she's done some watercolour paintings and then done iris folding within the watercolour painting.
That's amazing.
Which looks really cool, and a little kind of, I guess, sneak peek or hint to our Christmas collection coming. I've been watercolour painting some designs that will be printed, and then you'll iris fold onto my watercolour painted illustrations.
Wow.
So we're kind of trying to bring 2 crafts together there and make it really easy but quite pretty at the same time.
Now we're at the end.
Oh, that was
We've made it. So with the dash, and we used the same paper for the middle. This time, because it's quite a symmetrical, pour, circular shape, using some glitter card just to draw you to the centre is going to be nice. So we're going with some gold glitter card. I've just cut it into a little square. We're going to turn it over and then stick it down like the last one.
Excited to see this.
Here we go. Right, are we ready?
Okay, just pause for effect.
Pause for nice. Nice.
Proud of yourself.
There we go.
How long have you had that in your head waiting to say?
Too long.
I'm stalling. There it is.
Oh, yes. Let's get in nice and close on that. That's brilliant, Callum.
And there's your little paw.
It's so good.
Card.
It's amazing as well when you think how chaotic the back is.
Yeah.
How neat and tidy the iris folding on the front looks.
Yeah, you just wouldn't expect it, would you?
No. It's so good. I think it's one of those things that you're never going to get bored of doing, like seeing the reveal of. There's various things in craft what you never sort of tire of, and that, I think, is going to be one of those things. Every time you'll be like, oh, amazing, that looks brilliant. The question is, though, for me, obviously that looks brilliant, but you've got all the mess on the inside of the card now. So how do we go about hiding that?
So if you look back in your aperture pack, you've got some inserts. Now, you might want to, depends how you like your inserts. So I've actually gone ahead and cut one of them down to size.
Okay.
There it is, just beforehand. So I trimmed, I'll tell you how much I trimmed. I trimmed 1 centimetre off that side and 1 centimetre off that side just to make it smaller. And that's what we're going to use. We're going to stick that over there like that. So there is a bit of a border, you could trim a little bit less off, or you could just have it full. So I'm going to go with the insert, the textured side on the inside. So we're just going to fold that in half. We're going to leave the card for now, and we're going to use some double-sided tape that's in our toolkit. I'm just going to steal that one from there. Mm-hmm. So you get a full roll of this. I'm not sure how long it is, but it's, you get plenty roll of double-sided tape. Now there is a special tactic for this.
Details bottom of your screen for that toolkit.
I haven't done this in a while, but bear with me. double-sided tape. You see what we're going to do. We're going to place it along each side.
Yeah.
So this works a bit like the foam pads. You don't need to cover the full edge either because it's going to stick down. So a bit like the foam pads.
But you're only
double-sided
doing this on
tape.
one half of that insert paper. So it's quite, so as you saw, Callum folded the insert paper in half.
Yes.
And you're only putting tape on one half. And that's because if you stuck the insert to the full card, it would warp as you open and close the card.
Right.
So you want to keep one half loose, and you're
That's a
only
very good
putting
point.
a border of tape around the other half.
Okay.
That's a very good point. So yeah, we're on the left side. Design's on the left, and you want to just go around the edge. That should be fine.
So you've got that other half to either you can write onto or stamp a sentiment onto if you want to do that.
Exactly that. So we're going to sort of stick it down like that. But first, we need to peel off the edges. Bear with me. This is another tricky one with long nails.
This is again.
But like I
mine's
said, I
useless
haven't
for- can never peel double-sided tape
had
without
mine done
tweezers.
today, so we're fortunate.
The
But you
one
can
that-
use some tweezers.
The one that always gets me is red liner tape that we have here. Like I
Yeah.
can never quite get
Peel
the
the back
backing
of
off
it.
that. Or you end up like peeling it and then peeling the whole thing off, like
Yeah,
the stick as
easily
well.
done. That's why tweezers. A
Yeah,
good pair of pointy
tweezers
tweezers.
or pokey tool, definitely the way to go, I think.
Now, I did learn a little trick from my mum and my gran.
I was going to say, I'm watching you do it and I'm like, oh, he's doing mum's top tip here.
So is this leaving a little bit on whilst you stick it to make sure it's in the right place?
Yeah.
Or,
Exactly that. So I've peeled one off the top, but what we're going to do is we're going to, because you want to find the right place before you stick it all the way down, I've left a bit of paper on some of them. So what you do is you do that and then you stick it so you can't get the thing, there we go,
Yeah.
and you just peel the rest of them off like that. Like.
So Callum's lined the folded edge of the insert paper up with the fold in the card.
There's the
and
rest of
then
it.
Put
And you
that
just
sticky tape over the back of the iris
peel it
folding.
Yeah.
So you've covered up the iris folding and then you've got the other half loose to write a message on.
Love it.
There we go, it's covered. So now all that's left to do is just fold your card in half and maybe add some little embellishments to it. There we go.
Oh,
my
absolutely,
point.
yeah. You've got 275 extra embellishments if you go for that showstopper. And it's lovely again, as you'll see just now. So the embellishments are on little tags which match up with the colours of your papers that you're doing your iris folding with.
Exactly. So while Cam was doing that, I was busy flicking through our Rainbow Essentials pack, which actually I didn't do earlier, and I said I would so you could see the full colours. But I cut out one of the greetings from it because there's a lovely dark brown shade in them that matches that dark brown paper that we used on both. So here's a little gap in my sentiments. But you can see how many different colours you've got on there. So you've got colours to match all of the different papers between the fur, feather and fluff and between the kits and things like that. So you've got all the different kind of browns. You can see my little gap here that the one Callum's got.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see we've got some pinks, you've got greens, yellows, golds, blues, purples.
Brilliant.
So you've got enough to cover a wide range of iris folding. And then at the back there, you've got a few in kind of gold
that's
and
cute.
silver. And actually these ones at the bottom are quite nice if you're going to use it to make a picture rather than a
Yes.
card, because you might want to put something like love or home or family on there rather than best wishes or happy birthday.
And you cover off like loads of different occasions as well, right?
Yeah, so you've got happy birthday, congratulations, happy anniversary, just to say best wishes. So those you can kind of use for anything.
Yeah. Interesting question from Sarah, which I just asked. She says, how do you work out the designs? Do you do these by hand? She says, I can imagine this would be a detailed process to get the folds in just the right places.
It definitely is one of those things that it's going to sound really strange when I say it out loud now, but I can kind of see what an iris folding card is going to look like before it's made now. My brain sees images and shapes in iris folding patterns because I've looked at them so much. So the way I design them happens internally a lot, and then I usually on a computer will draw lines how I've imagined them to be, which is really difficult to explain to someone else, but it all happens in my head. And I was saying to the team here that our team as a business has doubled in the last few months.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I still do and have done for the whole 5 years is designing the templates, and the cards is still all me. So at some point that might change in future, but it still all comes from my head.
But you then have to impart all of that knowledge to somebody else,
which I'm not
don't
quite
you?
sure how I would ever do.
This is looking brilliant, Callum, by the way. I absolutely love this one. So good. We're just having a few embellishments now, yeah?
Yeah, I've got some of the gems. So 6mm gems are included if you've got the big bundle, the showstopper, and then I'm using the 4mm gems from the Cuddly kit. So if you've got the showstopper, you've got everything you need to do what I'm about to do. You saw some of the samples we showed earlier have these little gems on. So we're going to go for 2 little, so these are the 6mm ones that I'm using. And then I'm going to use,
I could never do this with my fingers, I have to use tweezers.
the 3mm ones to create some little paws of our own.
Oh, I thought you were going to do the little paw print. We've got a tool here that you can get on the website. It's like picks these up.
Yeah,
which is easier to do as well. But I don't think I could pick these up with my fat fingers.
There we go.
Pam's doing a very good job here.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's like you've done it before.
I've done it a few times.
I don't think he's ever made a gem paw before, to be honest. Callum, have you made a gem paw before?
A gem, not a gem paw.
Oh, no? There we go.
This is the first. Made a gem paw
on live TV.
There it is, though.
That's perfect, that.
There it is.
Can we get a round of applause for this demo?
My mum will be really appreciating this. You know, my mum is a big fan of fun.
I've just been told my pun was appalling.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So there you go. There's your 2 paws. Look.
They're
Just use the
really
gems.
cute.
Not bad. Look at that. It's coming along nicely. There we go.
Just whilst we're watching you stick the final gems, Jessica says good morning. Just got back from a week at Branson, Missouri with the in-laws. 15 of us got back Tuesday. Wow. And Sarah says that's really impressive, Bethan, that you do all that yourself. Loving this kit.
Thank you.
She's very impressive.
Getting back from a holiday with 15 of us, 11 of us and 6 dogs are going on holiday in a couple of weeks' time.
Where to?
To Scotland. We've kind of rented a big house in Scotland just on the beach, so the dogs have plenty of space to run around. But yes, 6 dogs and 11 people will be. Stay tuned to see how that goes.
Yeah.
2 puppies.
Oh, never.
Yes, it will be definitely a very very friendful holiday.
Interesting, I think is the word.
Ah, that looks really cute, Cal.
There we go. Look, there's your own Iris folding mini paw birthday card.
Absolutely fantastic. I love this. There's so many lovely comments coming through. Thank you, everybody. Just to say, we're going to, I don't know where the time's going. When we come back shortly, we're going to move on to the other collection, aren't we?
Yes,
I think.
Blooming Meadows.
Blooming Meadows. So kind of last chance saloon to think about potentially picking up this Playful Pets. Stock-wise as well. I think, are we down towards single fingers now, Johnny? Right, so there's 10 of the Playful Pet Showstopper left. £15 you're saving today off the usual price. Pretty much £20 off the usual, $20 rather off the usual price if you're in the US. So go swiftly. Everything is in that Showstopper. It's the best value for money way to go. And again, think about all the different projects you're going to be able to make with that set. So we'll give you time to check out. We'll regroup and we'll come back for what will be, it'll be about a final half an hour to take a look through that other Showstopper and get another demo in with Callum as well. So we'll see you in about 4 minutes.
I'm here because I do love Crafters Companion products and Crafters TV.
Your products are great, made with great care and thought, and are second to none.
Love all the products. I love the tutorials we get.
Your papers shimmer and make all our crafts shine.
I love all of the products and all of the paper pads, of course.
I love Crafters TV because it shows you the best tips and tricks on how to use your crafty stash.
The quality of the products are phenomenal. Value for money is exceptional.
Amazing presenters, craft goods galore, launch days and craft vaults, deals bundles and more.
Your pens, pencils, and markers make all crafters say, they are mine.
Or I love Crafters Companion. Well, it's because I'm not a very good crafter, and Crafters Companion makes me look better.
Hi, my name's Amelia Sirocco. Ben challenged us to write a limerick, and he sang mine on Crafters TV. So I'm giving it another go. Advance notice, producer Johnny. Sorry. When Sarah was gone, we were sad. But now she is back and we're glad. Showstoppers each day say what? Shout hip hooray. My packages are on their way. Thanks for all you do.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty program today and receive 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits to joining Club Inspire include special members-only sales, and you can receive discounts or exclusive access to products, and even free gifts. You will receive 1 point for every pound, dollar, or euro that you spend. And the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. See if you can craft your way up to our ultimate Club Inspire tier, Platinum, where you'll enjoy the very best discounts and rewards that we offer. As you keep climbing through the club, you can actually reach Platinum Plus and even Platinum for life. The more points you collect, the more you will be rewarded within our amazing special Club Inspire community. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club, and start rewarding yourself today.
This is Kathy Green from Mechanicsburg. I just wanted to stop in and say that I love all your innovative products, and the demonstrators are like amazing with all their inspiration. And of course there's Ben, who's multi-talented and loves Mechanicsburg. So thank you, CC, for all you do.
The instruction and inspiration is mind-blowing.
The inspiration, the products to make our own and make it our own.
I get so much inspiration and tips and tricks from everyone there at Crafters Companion.
And there's so much support, respect, and inspiration all through the socials.
I like to watch Crafters TV as often as I'm free, and I always get new ideas each time, and it certainly helps kickstart my mojo.
That is why I love Crafters Companion, because they make me look like a better crafter and give me ways to do things that I haven't tried before.
I wouldn't be the crafter I am today without Crafters TV, so thank you.
Welcome back, everybody. What a show this has been. I was just saying, like, we'll have these guys back again, right? Not that I don't book, I don't make the decisions, but I think if we all collectively go, we've really loved this, we'll get you
Enough
back.
requests, they can't say no.
Exactly right. So just keep the comments coming in, say, oh, what a lovely show. We definitely want Bethan Aspland back. If you can do that, then that would be marvellous. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've really, really enjoyed the show. It's flown over, and I think more than anything, it's just great to bring back a crafter, I think, that people might have done in the past and then forgotten about. But from the comments, a lot of people have seen this for the first time and now understanding actually how easy it is to get into.
Exactly. It's one of those things that still surprises me, even though we've been going 5 years, is still how many people have not tried iris folding or even heard of iris folding before. And actually it is one of those crafts that is accessible for pretty much anyone to have a go at.
We're just, for the final half an hour or so of the show, we're going to move on to the other showstopper. So you've still got stock of the Playful Paws. Playful Pets. But very low stock of that. We're moving on to the Blooming Meadows next. So again, you're making a saving of this, £15, pretty much $20, so it's £75, $108 once again. Should we just do a bit of a summary of what we're going to get?
Yes, so let me grab a box. If I can show boxes and you can show samples.
Okay.
So we'll start with the beginner Brights iris folding kit, and in fact Callum might be able to do a quick unboxing of taking this apart for us, and then you can see exactly what's in the box. But this makes 10 iris folding cards, and this is, if you've never done it before, this is one of the places that I would say is a great place to start, because you've got 10 A6, so really short and simple cards, but actually are suitable for quite a lot of different occasions, because we've got flowers, balloons, hearts, presents, butterflies, all your kind of very generic shapes that you could use for lots of different people. And obviously Brights is you've got a very rainbow of colours, so you can even cater to people with different colour preferences too.
So these are the cards that we're going to be making, right, from this kit?
Yes, so you can make 10 in this. 2 flowers, 2 hearts, Then you can make 2 balloons.
This is super cute.
And again, remember you can change the colours than what you see here. These are just examples.
Yeah.
2 butterflies.
And
then they're 2 squares, but you could do them as presents or candle, completely up to you how you finish them off.
Excellent. Okay.
And in there, you've got all your papers, you've got some greetings, you've got embellishments, things like that, your apertures, inserts, envelopes, everything you need to make those 10 cards.
And that you can buy individually as well if you want to.
You can buy, yes, but it is in the Blooming Meadows bundle, which in total actually makes 22 cards if you went for the Blooming Meadows bundle.
Excellent.
So, next up, we have the Butterfly Garden Aperture Pack. So, that's 3 of these cutouts.
Okay.
And this one is my favourite from this bundle because it's got 2 iris folding elements in it, which I think is quite nice because you iris fold the wing, the butterfly wing, as well as the big flower.
Oh, I see. Really, really pretty, these. I love this one as well, just with that added glitter card stock as well.
Yeah.
That looks so cool.
And as you can see, we've embellished these using the sentiments from the Rainbow Essentials collection, which again is in the Blooming Meadows bundle. So you will get those in, and the colours tie in nicely with the papers there too.
So 3 of those.
Yep. Then we've got the Wild Butterfly Wing Aperture Pack. So it makes 3 of those. So you've got 3 of the card blanks in pink, purple and yellow. You've got 3 apertures cut out, your iris folding pattern and envelopes.
I love that pattern there. That's incredible.
That's the alternate technique, which I think we said in the break that we were going to show you shortly.
Okay.
And then there's the yellow.
Beautiful.
And the papers that you see on these are in the bundle as well. So we'll go through, that's the Spring Meadow paper pack, which we'll show you shortly. And then you've got the tulip aperture pack, so you can make 6 tulips with that, like these ones.
Brilliant.
And then you've got the Spring Meadow paper pack here, which has got 10 different colours, 60 sheets of paper, so that will probably make you at least 45 cards, depending on how big the iris folding is. But as you saw, the dash on that Callum made didn't even use 1 sheet of paper, and there's 60 in here. So you've got plenty of different colours in your kind of floral and butterfly. You've got pinks, purples, yellows, greens in the sparkle, pearl and coloured papers. You've got some teardrop gems.
These are great.
These are a really nice shape, and I only found these recently, but I quite like them for petals on flowers or butterfly wings. And you've got quite a nice selection there. And then you've also got some 3mm gems, which I think Callum's got over there.
There might be some more behind you.
Oh,
there you go.
Some. Little 3mm rainbow gems, which again, the colours tie in quite nicely with the papers too.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We've got, I was going to say, you've got about 50 of these left. 18 of these left. Okay. So fastest fingers first. It's been very, very busy. If you want it, I would order now, because a lot of people will wait till the end of the show and then buy at the end of the show and then check out in between this show and the next one. So please, please be very quick. Must just say hi to Rhonda, who says iris folding isn't a terribly old craft, invented in the Netherlands in the 19th century, apparently.
Yes, it did come from the Netherlands originally. They actually used to use envelopes, the inside of envelopes. You know how especially confidential envelopes have to have a pattern on the inside? They used to use that pattern paper instead.
And then Adam, your friend Adam's been in touch again.
He's back, is he?
He's going to be a regular.
Sticking with us.
Adam, you should. I mean, these guys aren't here tomorrow, but tune in again tomorrow because the shows are still great. So if you're enjoying it, I'd love to have you with us. The sun has actually just gone in, says Adam. So I'm actually jealous of the weather at home. It's been around 27 degrees most of the week, so it's warmer at home.
Wow.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen often, does it?
No, we've got 30 degrees tomorrow and Saturday.
I'll definitely get out in the sunshine.
Although up here where we are at Newton Aycliffe, we definitely probably don't have the views that you've got in Madeira or the swimming pool.
The same beaches, I'm sure.
I think you must have been climbing a mountain today or something. It was up really high and it was above the clouds. You could see like
climbing a mountain.
Yeah, well maybe not a mountain,
country,
but
that's not usually up my list.
No.
Hot country things to do.
I mean, he's definitely fitter
Right
than
about
me.
This
anyway.
time, if I was there, I'd probably be sat on my sunbed with a beer in hand.
Cocktail.
Definitely not.
He's an adventurer. He's an adventurer.
Ah, good.
Definitely.
Should we have a look in the box with you then, Callum?
Let's do it. Yeah, I've got the beginner iris folding kit here. You'll see it's the bright edition. We've got the bright one, my favourite one. We've always got this competition with deciding what colours go in each kit. Bethan's pastel. I'm definitely bright.
Right.
So I won today, technically. We got the bright one on.
Who's in the box?
Here we go. Inside, again, you've got your nice, neat packaging. You've got a nice Bethan again.
Bethan again.
Should really be me this one actually, shouldn't it? If it's
It
burnt.
should.
I might take
It
over.
should.
I'll stick my face over that. So yeah, you've got a nice message from Bethan. And again, your contents, if you want to double check those. Nicely wrapped with your tissue paper. Perfect for a gift. And now let's dive in. So we've got, first off, let's start with the gel pens. So you've got a silver and a gold one. I think you saw in the samples we did like a little dotted trail with the butterfly.
Yeah.
So quite a nice
Or the
little
string
touch
for
with
the
that.
balloon.
String of the balloon, yeah, that's a good one. Roll of sellotape. Again, if you get in the toolkit, can never have enough tape. So there's one in this kit as well. This kit actually comes with everything you need, apart from a pair of scissors.
Okay.
So if you've already got a scissors and you don't want to get the toolkit, you know, get this kit, or in the bundle, you'll have everything you need.
Love that.
Apart from your scissors. So similar to the toolkit, this comes with the double-sided tape. You saw I used this when I was mounting the insert on the paw. Same size cards in this one, so same method to add the inserts.
Yeah.
More gems, we love the gems. You've got 4mm gems in this one, 513 of them, loads of different colours, blues, pinks, greens, silvers, golds, loads of those. Power tack's back, you got a strip of that, plenty of that, you know, you can reuse it as well, so you've got enough there to last you a while. Now this is the beginner kit because it comes with its own instruction booklet. So this is the beginner iris folding guide, slightly bigger than the last one because it's got a more detailed instruction. Again, you've got Bethan there, a bit about her and her journey, her story. You've got a bit about mindful crafting. Getting started, what do you need, hints and tips, all the instructions here. And now this one's, it's easier to follow because the step-by-step follows the actual designs in the kit.
Okay.
So this is the, you've got one for the square present, or the candle we made. You've got one for the balloon, so you've got an individual instruction, step-by-step guide for each of the designs.
Excellent.
So that's those 5, and then you've got more about some more mindful crafting information there. And there it is. So that's your good for a gift. If you're getting it for someone and they've never done it before, you know, they can learn it from that.
Yeah.
We do have videos online as well, and I'll obviously have a demo here for you shortly. And I'll have, obviously there's 2 that I've just done. Same process for each one. Glitter card, gold one in this one. So you've got an A5 sheet, plenty of glitter card there. You'll have loads of that left over. Shimmers really nicely.
It is, really sparkly.
Beautiful. Peel-offs, we haven't had any peel-offs yet. Here we go.
Cool.
Alphabet peel-offs, so you got the full alphabet there. In gold, you can peel those off. Tweezers good, handy for those as well, definitely. And then you've got some general greetings as well. Happy birthday, hello, with love, thank you, get better quick. Some good ones there. Plenty of those. Now we're down to the patterns and the guides, so similar to the other kit. You've got 5 different patterns in this one. Again, it makes 10 cards, so 2 of each design. You've got your heart, flower, square / present, and butterfly and balloon, and then you've got the colour guides to match. We've obviously chosen the colours for you, but you can use different ones like we've shown. Heart and butterfly there. On the other side, you've got your balloon, flower, and your present, and they all match up. There you go. Now, oh, look at these colours. We're down to the papers. Stack those out. Let me just split the insert. So, papers in this one. I can't remember how many is in this. 30? Is it 30 different colours? No, 22 again, I think. Different colours. 2 of each sheet, A5 sheets. Let's do it the other way, actually. And this is full of your bright colours, as you would expect in the bright kit. You've got your blue, purples. You've got your pinks, your salmon, more blues, greens, golds, yellows, oranges, reds, the full rainbow in bright colours.
Love that.
And again, it's mixed with some pearl and sparkle papers as well as the plain ones.
Yeah.
Full range there, plenty of that. More than enough paper to make your cards and some. Next up, insert papers. You need these for the insides. You write a little message on them. Textured as well, so they've got a nice little touch to them. 10 of those, 10 cards. Apertures up next. So 10 of these, like with the cards we've shown. So you've got 2 squares. There's your 2 square ones. Scored for you already.
Yeah.
So you don't need to do that. All you need to do is just iris fold and fold them. 2 hearts next up. There you go. 2 balloons.
Yeah.
Do some little party balloons. 2 flowers and 2 butterflies.
Perfect.
So that's all you need. All cut out for you. Saves you a load of time. And then we've reached the bottom. And again, you've got the envelopes. It works with a nice bit of padding, actually, the envelopes, to keep everything safe as well. That's why we put them at the bottom. Well thought out, you know, placements of the items, you know. 10 of these as well. Again, you don't have to use them, but if you want to send them to your friends and your family, they all fit in there. 10 of those for you. And that's it. That's the end.
Perfect.
You made it. 10 envelopes.
Details at the bottom of the screen if you want that on its own. However, most people are going for the showstopper. 17 of those left now, so they are proving very, very popular indeed. Last chance to ask any questions as well. Anything you want to ask of Bethan or Callum, please get those questions in. And as I say, you really ought to be thinking about checking out now as well, because we're down to single figures of the other showstopper. This one's on 17, so across the board, we've got less than 30 of all the showstoppers remaining. So quick as you can. So what we're going to demo from this box then?
So we're actually going to demo one of the aperture packs that's in this bundle, the wild butterfly wing and we thought we'd show you the alternate technique. So if you are only just joining us and you're wondering what we're talking about alternate, is that in fact I'll get 2 different wings out and then you can see the difference while Callum sets up. So the more traditional way to do iris folding is to create a spiral a bit like this butterfly wing, where you see the colours of the same and next to each other. So each colour is in kind of a section, and those sections of colour twist towards the centre point.
Yeah.
But one of the things that we like to do just to create a different effect is called alternate.
Okay.
So as you can see from the colours here, that the colours change between each other and create more of a, I guess, kind of a stripy but a more vibrant effect, really. So you've got kind of a subtle style with the spiral, and you've got the alternate to create kind of a more striking appearance. And as we know, butterflies have all different kinds of patterns on their wings, so it's quite nice to have a go at both. And so I thought Callum is going to show you a little bit of the alternate.
Okay.
Let's do it. We'll do a quick unboxing as well. So this is the wild butterfly wing aperture pack, similar to the dashing one that we opened earlier. 3 wild butterfly wing apertures in here, as well as the card blanks, the envelopes, and your patterning guide. Patterning guide, it's also got a template for the body if you want to draw around that and cut out your own body. So that's handy as well. Butterfly wing, so that's in there. Colour guide with your 2 colour guides, as Bethan was just explaining. 3 apertures.
Okay.
Again, these are slightly different, as in we've cut the card with the groove of the butterfly, which is nicely done. 3 of those. 3 envelopes, of course. 3 white envelopes, and then you've got your coloured card blanks. 3 different ones. You've got a nice lilac, a pastely pink, and a cream ivory as well. Yeah, and that's it. So I'm gonna do a pink one, I think.
Okay.
I'm feeling this blush pink card. So we gather all our things. We're gonna see there's a dotted line in the middle here. We're gonna cut that off. Easier to use. Yeah, Bethan mentioned about the alternate, and we're gonna have a go at that. But we're also gonna have a go at using different colours than what the colour guide says. So at the moment, our alternate pattern's got purple and cream. We're gonna go for pinks, obviously. We've chose the pink card blank. So there's that. We're gonna secure our pattern to the table first with our power tack.
Rhonda's just messaged saying, I have never given away any of my iris folding cards because I can't bear to part with them.
I can understand that. Our house is overflowing with iris folding, believe it or not.
There you go. So pattern's down.
Yeah.
Aperture goes on top. Another little bit of blue tack, power tack, white tack. It all works if you've already got your own. Stick those down. There we go. See all the lines right up to the edge. There we go. Now we're set. So we need to choose our papers. So as this is an aperture pack, we're going to pair it with this Spring Meadows paper pack that we've put together perfectly. Works with the colours of butterflies and flowers. And here we go. Let's have a look in here then. So 60 sheets in this pack. 10 different colours, 6 of each colour, A5 size. So we've got a nice yellows, creams, pinks and purples. Bit of green as well for some grass or stems of a flower you might do with the tulip aperture pack. Loads of those. So we're going with pinks. Let's go for these 3 in the middle then, because we've got a bit of sparkle there.
Yeah.
Sparkle with the fresh pink, and then we've got a couple of those ones, and let's have the salmon as well. There we go. Move the rest of these to the side. So now let's cut our strips first.
Okay.
Put them all together just to save a bit of time. They don't have to be very straight. We're going to do slightly thicker than the dachshund, because you'll see from our pattern that we're all right. We'll see from our pattern that there's slightly wider segments to fill on this one. So you want slightly bigger strips. Again, 3 centimetres, maybe 2.5 should be fine. So we've cut our strips. Now what we're going to do is choose which one goes where. So we'll see paper colour A is number 1. It's alternate as well, so you're not really going to know where they're going to go until the end, which is fine. And that doesn't really matter which one we go with. So when you're starting off with an alternate and you've changed the colours, I'm going to cut off a little strip of each. And we'll see how the fan works with these little strips, but we should be all right. So I'm going to do paper colour A as that sparkle pink. We're going to go, we'll do the salmon as paper colour B, because that's similar to my pattern anyway.
What did you say the GSM of the papers were, in case people have got other papers that they want to bring into it?
I recommend between 80 and 120 GSM. I wouldn't go any heavier than 120 really. 100 is the kind of sweet middle spot, but you can use anything between 80 and 120.
Okay, good to know.
So now I've got my strips cut, and I've got one of each strip, just to remind me if I get lost halfway through.
Bethan's top tip.
Just to remind me which colour's going where. So number order, always with iris folding. Start with number 1, paper colour A, so we're going with our fresh pink. Similar process, fold an edge, slightly bigger strip, so we should have enough there. Place that over, that should be fine. Cut it down to size, use that strip later on. Folded edge towards the middle, bit of leeway either side just to make sure that we've covered the full section. Hold it down with one finger and use your tape dispenser to stick it down with the other one. And there we go, that's number 1 done. So now with the standard spiral technique, you'd probably continue with that colour. So 2, 3, 4 would be the same, but as it's an alternate, we're going to mix it up. So number 2 is actually our other pink colour. So let's fold another one of those. Probably the biggest strip on here.
Yeah.
But that's fine, because we've got plenty of paper from our paper pack. Folded edge towards the middle. Stick it down with the other hand. And there we go.
Just popped up the details for the Brights kit on its own, and half the stock of that is gone. It's £34.99, $48.99. Tariff-free, don't forget, if you have just joined us and you're loving the look of this, all of the items on the show, tariff-free, just apart from the toolkits and the gems. Most people are going for the showstopper though, to be honest.
There we go. Number 3 is this different colour. This is, you're kind of getting a routine with this technique that it's sort of like one pink, one other pink, one cream, whichever you're using. You'll kind of alternate between those 3. That's sort of why we called it an alternate pattern, because you're alternating between the different colours. So number 4, back to our pink sparkle, as we started off with. That strips should be plenty big enough, We'll cut a little bit off, we might use that a little bit later on.
Your colour guide will always keep you on track though, which is really helpful. So if you did have to stop halfway through, if something came up, you've got a call, you need to answer the phone, having your colour guide there and putting those little reminders of what colour you're using for each block instead will just mean it's really easy to stop and pick up where you left off if you need to come back to it.
And if you are crafting in this hot weather and you have got a fan on you, you can stick them down. Just bearing in mind, you might want to change for next time. If you make one, you might want to change the colours. But if you are...
That fan's not causing you too many problems?
No, we're all right. So we're all right for now. No, see, I nearly were on there. So, see, I nearly got carried away there and did number 7, whereas actually the next one is number 5 down here. Doesn't matter so much right now, but once we get in the middle, you do want to carry on follow the numbers. So we will do that. Number 5 is the pink. It is this pink anyway.
That's such a good tip again, though, because as I say, when I've gone wrong before there. When you get into like a mode of just following the lines down, sometimes you forget to read the numbers. And
it's
then,
easily done.
Yeah, and then you turn it over and you go, huh?
That doesn't look right.
Yeah. So it's, always look at the numbers so you go into the next place.
Definitely. And again, make sure your sellotape doesn't encroach into the window, because you'll see it on the other side or off the edge. If it's off the edge or in the window, you can just snip it off anyway.
Yeah.
But that's again whether that narrower tape really comes in handy here that's in the toolkit, because as you can see on this wild butterfly wing as well, the margins that you've got to stick your paper to aren't quite as big as some of the other ones.
Yeah.
So having the smaller pieces of tape just means you can fit them on quite nicely at the end of the paper strips.
There we go. So we're working our way through this one. I always find this really relaxing.
I do as well. You know what, to be honest, the heat and then watching the relaxing nature of this, I mean, I could quite easily just get into like a chair and
relax. I was going to say, feeling like nodded off. It's the warmth, isn't it?
Susan says, I'm just so glad to see iris folding coming back. As I said to you earlier, like I feel like we did a bit of this, it must be 3 years ago. And I haven't really seen the iris folding since, until I bumped into you guys today. So it's lovely. And do you feel like you have sort of brought it back a little bit?
Well, that's kind of why we tried to do with it, really, because it started off just me as a crafter really enjoying the technique and not being able to find modern or fresh templates, really, because it's that pattern at the bottom that you need to be able to do the technique. And that's when I started kind of just playing around with it. It started off with just a pen and paper and a ruler, trying to draw lines and hoping it ended up as something pretty, and eventually became this thing that actually I really enjoyed and found kind of, I guess, joy in the geometry of it, of how these lines and numbers and shapes fit together to create really effective results.
And it has got easier then, has it, since like when you were doing it as a kid? Is the whole process the same, or has it got easier?
I would say yes, it's got easier, but then I challenge every time I'm designing something new.
Yeah.
I challenge myself to make it better or slightly different or slightly new, or so like what I was saying to before about combining it with the watercolor illustrations. Is Mum and I have been kind of playing with different watercolor illustrations and thinking about how we can print that onto card and then put iris folding within it. So we're constantly trying to think of new ways to evolve this technique that's been around a really long time.
Is there anything like that you've thought about making into like an image that you'd iris fold that you've then gone, oh, that would be really difficult to do?
One of the things that we did recently, actually, it took me quite a bit of time to get my head round, was a lighthouse.
Oh, okay.
But a lighthouse kind of sat on a cliff edge, and thinking about how to incorporate that. We did our first kind of, we called it a set of wall art. So it made 3 pictures that you would put on a wall in like a bathroom or seaside property or something like that.
Yeah.
There's a lighthouse, a whale and a sailing boat. And it did take me quite a long time to get my head round, because there's actually on the pattern 3 different centres. So you've got the centre of the iris folding in 3 different places on the lighthouse. So there are different ways to kind of step it up, really, and I'm constantly trying to think of like, oh, what could I do differently, and there's never-ending possibilities, really.
No, it's such a brilliant thing to see. And you've got Christmas collection coming next, is it?
Yes, Christmas is coming soon, and again, we've kind of brought watercolour into the style and the design of the next Christmas collection launch, which will be really interesting.
Wow. Yes.
In fact, that's what my mum is at home doing, well, probably whilst watching us, is making those samples.
I'm surprised she's not said hello or like giving you a little...
She's probably so engrossed, sticking in her folding. I have left her with 24 cards to make, so she's probably...
Whoa. Probably not got time
to
say hello.
Not got time to stop. She's like, no, I've got to make 24 Christmas cards.
I love the fact that it is such like a family business, that you two are here, like Mum's like crafting away at home as well. And you say you've got friends involved in the business as well?
Absolutely, yeah. I've got two. In fact, one of my best friends and her cousin have started working with the business. So now her family are joining in, and my gran was sticking barcodes on products for us the other day. And
where did it all start then in your family? Like, did it start with gran, or does it go further back than that? Being creative.
That's a good question. I'm not actually sure. My
I think it started with
away.
Mum and Gran went to a craft group.
Oh, yeah.
They did
well, my
Irish
gran
folding
used to be a dressmaker.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So I think that she's always had that kind of creative streak to her, but obviously it was textiles more. And then she did cake decorating and cake making for a while, and then the paper craft element came in a bit later, more as a hobby, and then Mum doing watercolour painting and different things as well, and sketching. And so we've kind of dipped our toes into all different kinds of crafts as a family, but this is just the one that we really got hooked on.
Yeah. Well, I absolutely love this. I'm not wanting to rush you, Callum, just to let you know we've got less than 10 minutes left on the show.
Less than 10. It's going to be close.
Oh, is he going to get it done
close.
in time? Challenge Callum.
I'll try my best. I'll try my best.
It looks like it gets really intricate as you get into the centre of that one as well.
Yeah, so that's that edge that Callum was just sticking something down on now. As you can see, he's had to trim the strip down to make sure it fits in the margin of the card. And again, I know I keep banging on about tape dispensers, but it's not for no reason. Actually, the narrower tape does make that so much easier to stick it down on.
Toolkit's coming up at the bottom of the screen where you can get that tape. There's Lilac Meadows, Sea Green, and Petal Pink. Lilac is in the lead currently. That is not tariff-free, US viewers. Everything else is, apart from the gems.
It's one of those ones, but because it's alternate, you do concentrate a lot more because you have to really think. It's not quite the same as sticking the same colour on top of each other. You have to keep looking back at your colour guide to think, oh, what colour am I up to there?
So yeah, it's following the numbers, remembering what colour. It's all good though. It's fascinating. It's been the quickest 2 hours I think I've done on the show for absolutely ages. I've absolutely loved this show.
It flies by, doesn't it?
It's all right. Nearly messed up, but we're all right. We're all right. 14 next. 14 is after 13, guys, if you didn't know.
Okay.
Just another tip for you. So 14 next, that's our salmon colour.
In fact, one of the things that I was saying my friend's cousin started working with is her son had a go recently and they're homeschooled. And she said that this was really good for his numeracy skills and his dexterity.
Yes.
He's 6, I think. And actually it became something she integrated into their home educating recently because it became something that he has to think about what number order he's going in, refer to colour guides, he has to concentrate on, obviously, the dexterity of folding the paper.
Hand-eye coordination, isn't it, as well?
Exactly. So it became actually something quite educational but fun for them.
No, as you said as well, you know, this is for everybody. Like you've touched on, you know, whether you want to get the kids involved, the grandkids involved, whether you yourself want to take up a new craft, or as you said, maybe it's something that you did years ago and, you know, for whatever reason, haven't done it for a while, maybe didn't find it too accessible, or, you know, I feel like now everything is here in these kits. You don't need to kind of go looking for templates or, you know, go scouring the internet for other bits and pieces because it's all there and done for you. You can simply get this home and start crafting. And I love the idea of giving the boxes as gifts as well, because again, you're giving a new hobby to someone as well, aren't you?
Well, that's what's really nice, especially like I don't know if anyone at home starts preparing for Christmas at this time of year, but because I often find shopping for people difficult in a short time frame, when I see something that reminds me of someone, I get it, and then it's just there ready for when Christmas or birthdays pop up.
Yeah.
And I think these kind of craft kits, you don't need to know that they've done it before to be able to give it to them, because it has everything, and like I'm saying, the instruction booklet walks you through the process from start to finish, and they do then have everything they need to make the cards.
Where do people, interesting, I haven't asked you yet, where do people find you on the socials as well if they want to keep up with you, or if because do you do like instructional videos on your socials as well?
Yeah, we've got loads of top tips, we've got kind of sneak peeks, highlights, things like that when it comes to iris folding, and also other crafts, like I was saying, we do try to tie in other techniques with iris folding. But it's just at Pretty in Paper by B, just our name, and you'll find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, All of the main platforms, really. All of them.
Who's in charge of the social media?
Amanda. So you'll see Amanda on social media. Amanda is my best friend and Callum's partner.
Yeah.
And lives with our family too. So she's ICU nurse, now also healthcare visitor and social media manager. So she is someone who she would say is not a crafty person at all.
No.
But yeah, iris folding is something she's found she's really enjoyed and been able to do.
Well, from what you said as well, in her line of work, I would imagine something like this is quite nice to come back and do to relax,
Exactly. Isn't it? Yeah, definitely. So much so, she's now running the social media.
I love that. I don't think I've met a more family business.
Yeah, it doesn't really get that.
It's like, I love it. It's
like I said, even my best friend's cousin is now helping with us.
It's a family, it's partners, it's friends and friends of friends, and it's all like in your house, in your little village in Yorkshire, isn't it?
Exactly. And even the volunteers that give us an extra hand at events and shows are friends. One of my friends, Megan, has come to the rescue at many points of her medical school career at the minute. She takes a break from medical school to come help me out.
It's so good. You're timing this absolutely perfectly, Callum, I think.
I was going to say, you're getting near the end.
5 minutes.
Right, we're sweet then. We're
sweet.
We'll easily do it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll slow down now, I'll take my time.
Like you said earlier, Johnny, James Bond of craft over there. He's just cool, calm, collected, under pressure. Yeah,
well, we'll see when I turn it over, won't we? If we.
Oh, yeah, exactly right. Yeah, we've not seen it yet.
It's a good job someone in our team.
Well, I'm confident. Yeah, you can't go wrong. Number order, keep referring to your colour guide, you can't go wrong. And if you do, then it is an alternate one, so, it's barely noticeable. If you get one strip off, it'll blend in. And it's a butterfly, their colours are random as well.
Exactly right.
In nature.
So how many have you got left there now? Is that one,
We've got 4 left.
4.
We're on 24. 24 is this pink. And then we'll finish off with the glitter card in the middle.
I don't know. Do you know what my eyesight's normally terrible? I can just see the 1, 2, 3, and then you've got the one in the middle, haven't you?
The glitter card.
Yeah, the glitter
So
card.
if we were in a bit of a rush, you can leave the centre a bit bigger. I could stick the glitter card over now and turn it, and it'd still look pretty good. But since we're on time, we're going to finish it off.
4 minutes and counting.
20, 25.
We've done everything pretty much down to the second today, so why make this different?
We're smashing.
Oh yeah. Literally
we're not
earlier on a
wasteful.
wake-up call. I think you got your mic switched on with about 5 seconds to go.
Yeah.
We just we're not wasteful of time.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just very efficient.
Yeah.
That's what we'll call it.
Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah. I'm going to use that one in future. When the bosses say to me, why are you late on set?
Efficient.
I'm not disorganised, I'm just efficient with my time. I like that.
Right, 27. I've done that wrong. Oh, it's all right. 26 is the pink. Sorry though, it would have looked fine anyway. 26 next, and we finish off with 27. And I think, what do you think about the glitter card in the centre, guys? Gold or silver? I think it's got to be gold.
I think,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'd say gold because of the warmer tone in in that salmon colour.
Yeah. Let's do that. There's the
And
final strip.
I've put you a greeting ready, Cal.
Oh, lovely.
From our sentiments pack.
Teamwork.
See efficiency.
Yeah, I love it.
Teamwork.
2.5 minutes.
There's my glitter card. Stick that over. Stick that down. And finally, let's turn it over and reveal. Just pull the blue tack off. Here we go. Ready?
Has he smashed it?
1.
Oh, that's amazing. That is brilliant.
Not bad.
Smashed it.
The smile's back.
Yeah.
Callum's got such a proud smile every time he finishes a demo. I love it.
Well, that's it. I've been concentrating the whole way through, and then big reveal moment. I've done it.
That is absolutely superb. Been some fantastic demonstrations. Just got less than 2 minutes already. If you want to get the card kit, so the beginner folding card kit, the individual on your screen at $34.99 or $48.99. If you want the showstopper, how many of those have we got left now? 13 left. We're into single figures for the other showstopper, so now you're looking at about 20 of all the showstoppers left. So if you are well, leaving it till the last minute, now is the time to be checking out. Remember, everything on the show, aside from the gems individually and the toolkits individually, tariff-free, and that is literally everything from that collection we showed you for £75 or $108. What a brilliant day. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we've jam-packed the show today, haven't we? I can't believe how much we filled in. And Callum, you've smashed through getting through those demos. Well done.
Smashed it. I've got everybody's birthday card sorted now.
Oh, yeah, exactly right. Yeah, absolutely.
Adam, don't be surprised if you get a pink butterfly.
Callum, thank you so much. Really enjoyed the demo. It's fantastic to meet you.
Thank you. Yeah, happy to be here.
Yeah, Bethan, thank you so much for bringing all these goodies. It's been so good.
Well, thank you for having us, and I'm sure we'll be back soon, maybe with some Christmas next time.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Lots on your website as well, isn't there? So if people want to maybe request things to bring over.
Yeah, if you're intrigued by the lighthouse, take a look.
We love lighthouses here at Crafters TV, funnily enough. And Highland Cows.
Yes, Highland Cows. That's one of the best sellers too.
Just bring Highland Cows and lighthouses and we're all good. We're all good.
Sounds good.
Massive thank you to Callum, massive thank you to Bethan. We are back in just an hour's time, actually. It is me and Sheila. It's non-stop here, I tell you what. They're giving us the keys, not only to the craft house today, but we'll lock the craft house up, and then after that we're going to get the keys to the craft vault, and we're offering to the craft vault for an hour for some tariff-free deals. So make sure you come along for that at 5 o'clock. And for now, for myself, Bethan and Callum, thank you for watching. Check out those baskets, and bye for now.
Bye for now.